Hi everyone, it's Tasha. Welcome back to my channel. I'm thrift shopping and I'm on the hunt looking for earthy, transitional style home decor. My goal is to create high-end decor moments in our home while paying a lot less than retail. Come on and join me for this thrift and DIY challenge. So let's go ahead and hit the thrift shops and see what we can find for this week. I always love these 2-gallon anchor hocking glass jars with the lids. They look so pretty. I have several in my laundry room already, so I left this one behind for someone else. I always love to look at baskets. I thought that this basket tray here was a little bit overpriced for what it was. This one was a very pretty color and the price was okay, but I didn't really need it, but I thought that it was really pretty. I also came across some bamboo window blinds, and these are very expensive when you buy them new, so I was checking these out for possible use in my family room. Unfortunately, the sizes were varied and they just didn't match up. Now here I am at Durham Rescue Mission in North Raleigh, and this place has lots of knickknacks and then also lots and lots of clothes to look through. I skipped the clothes today because I'm just looking for housewares, but I did find some interesting pieces. I thought $2.99 was a pretty good deal for this solid wooden box. You could make over the shade of the wood and keep all sorts of little things in it. It would be perfect for remotes. You guys let me know about this one. Would an orchid ever have water that was supposed to be that color, like a yellow looking water? To me it looked really funny and I wondered why they made it tinted that color, but maybe I'm missing something. Let me know if you're an orchid lover. I also found a couple of baskets at this shop. These were both $3.99 and they kind of look like they came from the same person because they seem to be the same style. These were woven really well and were nice and sturdy. I thought that $4 was an excellent price for each of those. Just taking a quick look at some furniture and just some things that I found interesting, nothing that I'm particularly looking for. This place has lots of furniture outside as well. I'm honestly not sure how that works with the humidity and stuff outside, but they have tons of sofas, chairs. I don't know the prices on them. Maybe it's a set price or maybe you have to ask. I'm really not sure. But I did think that this kind of tweed sofa was actually really nice and could look really stylish, styled up in the right home. I spotted this window pane kind of blue-gray pillow and I thought that it was pretty. I love a good window pane pattern, so I was checking this one out from the linen bin at the Goodwill. I also found this little serving tray set. I was surprised to see that it was $3.99 per section. I thought that was kind of weird, but it is pretty nonetheless. Then on the shelves I spotted two of these bed trays. Now at first I thought they were just regular trays, but when I held them up I realized that the legs folded out and they were like these bed trays that you can put over your lap. From the sticker I could tell that they came from Crate & Barrel and they were marked for $5.99 each. I thought that these were really cool and I was very tempted to get one, especially when I realized that they were about $55 brand new. And I had these visions, you know how you get with like Pinterest pictures of them on beds and looking all beautiful, and I figured I could get one and style it up for you guys, but I knew in my heart that we wouldn't really use it and it would just end up back in the donation box eventually from being shoved under the bed or something, so I decided to pass and leave them for someone else. Okay, so here is what I brought home from the thrift shops this week. First of all, I did grab that window pane, kind of blue-gray pillow, and that cost me about $2 from the linen table at Goodwill. I'm not going to show you that one styled all up quite yet because I'm going to be using it in an upcoming living room makeover. This was really nice quality. I think that it came from Target if I'm not mistaken, so it would have originally cost somewhere in the $20 to $30 range. It's funny because pillow covers can vary so much in price, and this one does look similar to ones that cost a lot more. However, I'm pretty sure this one was originally from Target several years back, and so I still think that was a great deal for $2. Next, I brought home this large gold frame that was $23.50. Now, it was kind of dirty and needed some cleaning, but I couldn't resist the frame on this with all that detailing as well as the linen accent piece that went around. I said my plan is going to be to remove both the matting from the inside. Of course, you could do something with that, like wrap it in another linen fabric or something, but I might just remove it, remove the print because it isn't for me. $23.50. This was a really good deal for this kind of quality vintage frame. I mean, the detailing on it, I think, is just really beautiful. That being said, I'm not sure how this is going to work with like being able to get this out and like remove it. It ended up being fairly easy after I tore the paper off the back. I could see these little staples that were in place that I just had to go around and remove all of those after I tore the paper, and then I could start to take the inside pieces off. So the potential was like whispering to me before, and now the potential is just jumping out at me now that the stuff that I don't like is not inside of this frame anymore. I am so ready to just go and pick out a print and see what I can do with this. It's gonna look so good. So what I did is I used the glass from the front to lay over the print that I chose and got printed out at CVS. That way I could tell exactly what was going to be showing when I trimmed it up, because I did have to select a larger size than the actual frame. And so I chose this landscape with these dark accents. I think that this is a really pretty print. I can link it below from where I bought it from Etsy. But I just trimmed that up with scissors after tracing it from the glass, knowing that that would fit perfectly. And now I'm just looking at how it would look inside the frame, and I think that it looks great. I'm still going to be addressing both the frame color and the painting itself, and I'm going in with my typical Mod Podge trick and just painting strokes with that all over the print to make it look more realistic. Once this dries, these are going to look more like actual paint strokes, and it just gives it a really nice 3D effect. I'm also going in with some Rub and Buff over this gold color because it's a little too yellowy for me. Now, the last time I was over at Michael's, I grabbed a replacement tube of Rub and Buff, and I think I accidentally got the color Antique Gold. And if you've watched this channel very long, you know that I usually use European Gold, and so this is what it looks like, and something just still is definitely not right. Number one, it's still too yellowy for my taste. Number two, we're getting this rippling effect going on the bottom because my print isn't flat. And number three, it's a little too large for my mantle, so I have to find a new spot. So to address the rippling problem, which is the biggest problem, I got this Gorilla spray adhesive. And what I did was I took the piece of cardboard backing that came with this print, and I'm spraying this all over, and I'm just going to attach my print flat to this, and that way it won't be able to ripple when I have it in the glass. Now, I had this in behind the print, but directly adhering this poster to it will make sure that it doesn't ripple anymore. I hadn't used this product before, but I'm really glad to have this on hand because it worked great. I was able, as you can see, to reposition it a little bit when I first laid it down, and that solved my problem. Now, for the frame, I decided to order myself my regular European Gold color because I just didn't like the Antique Gold quite as much. And so you can see here on the edge where I hadn't actually done anything before, this section that I'm doing, you can definitely tell a difference in color between the European and the color that the frame was. The European gold just gives it that kind of like green gray tint to the gold, and to me it's a more neutral color and it's just my go-to, and this kind of proved to me that that's the one I'm going to keep going back to personally over and over again. So I went over the whole frame with that again, which thankfully it's fast and easy. And then this was the final result. I think that this is more to my taste. You can see that this is laying nice and flat now. And the frame itself, while still just as beautiful, doesn't have as much of that orangey gold tone behind it. And I think that this was an excellent deal for $23.50 plus the cost of, I think, $11 or $12 to print out the poster. This makes an excellent piece of art. I moved it to this wall where it fits a little bit better than my mantle, and I love it. Now, from my thrift trips this week, I also brought home a few art supplies as well as this roll of craft paper. I love to use this plain brown craft paper for wrapping gifts, so I like to have this on hand, and this was only $1. And I also brought home this stunning vase that I found at Goodwill in North Raleigh. I loved the look of it. I didn't know where it was from, but when I spotted it on the shelf, I kind of like raced to that area of the store and picked it up at first thing before I got to that section. It turned out it was from Hobby Lobby originally for almost $55, and they had it marked for $6.99. I thought that was a great deal because even on the 40% off sale at Hobby Lobby, it still would have been like 30 something dollars, so great deal for $7. I'm styling it here on this console table behind my sofa. You will see more of this vignette when I do my living room makeover, but I'm just styling it for now with this single stem that I have used in the past, and I will have linked below. I love these stems, and that was just such a great deal. I also picked up this smaller vase in this olive green color. This one caught my eye because of the shape and the color. This one was also $5.99, which is just goes to show that the pricing at thrift stores can sometimes be kind of funny. $5.99 for a vase that was originally $14.99 from Target versus the previous one, which was $54, marked for also $5.99, so it just kind of really varies. I'm trying out some different florals in this, as you can see, some faux baby's breath or some real dried florals that I have on hand, just kind of playing with it as we move into fall. I think that this will be a nice color. And I also brought home this little baby cutting board for $2.50. This is going to serve a utilitarian purpose in our kitchen. I'm always chopping lots of fruit and things throughout the day, especially with a little one, and I like the size of this, just perfect to grab and like do an apple or something. So I gave it a run with sandpaper. This is 220 grit sandpaper on both sides just to smooth it out. Then I disinfected it, and I'm adding it to our cutting board collection. That about wraps up today's video. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please hit like, hit subscribe, and leave me a comment letting me know what you enjoyed. In the meantime, have a great week, and I will see you at the next video.